She denies the use of any and all performance-enhancing drugs, and so she is deliberately saying, I'm 100% natural. You're a liar. Coach Greg, and everyone's talking about this clip. This girl, she looks amazing. Every photo after the next, she has incredible abs. I'm sure you're thinking, how is this even possible? Is she natty? Is she not? Me, when I ate 12 to 1,500 calories a day. So the first thing I want everyone to understand that this is a great look. Well above average. She looks very, very healthy, and she's certainly not overweight. She was probably at her ideal point. And so if you're a woman and you look like this, you've made it. You've done it. You've done the thing. I don't believe for 2 seconds that she only ate between 12 and 1,500 calories a day. Raise your hand out there if you believe that she only ate 12 to 1,500. Now, the amount of muscle that she has, clearly she's working out. That tells me that she goes to the gym. And if you're going to the gym and lifting weights, doing cardio and all those kinds of things, your body is burning up calories. I am calling her a liar. You thought I was going to hold back? Now, do you think I think there's anything wrong with this woman? Do you think I'm mad at her? I'm just telling it like I see it. I think that she put this title in order to rage bait us all.
And when you destroy your old self, creation comes. You start building.
What I'm seeing is she was able to get shredded with crazy abs and quads. She's walking out of the pool. You can see her quads moving. By upping her calories by, I'll do the math, 1,000 to 1,300 calories a day. And so what she's saying is when she didn't eat very much, she had a lot of body fat. And then when she stopped eating a lot, she had hardly any body fat. And so the less she ate, the more fat that she had. Why? Well, she's probably going to argue that, hey, if you don't eat enough, it slows down your metabolism. You go into starvation mode. We all know that this is bullshit and that if you increase your calories to 2,500, you can't just get shredded. Now, if she was on steroids, trained hard, it's possible, but she wouldn't have a physique looking like this in the end of it. She would be a lot bigger. Think of it. The trend would put on more muscle. Nutrient partitioning would be taking place, and so the fat would be melting down and the muscle would be going up. But I do believe at the end, she would have looked a lot more, let's just call it hulky. Urgh. Is it fair? I'm just asking, am I being fair to this woman, or am I being a misogynist to point out that she's lying to you, tricking you, duping you? Perhaps she's selling snake oil. I don't know. Is she selling a diet program? Like, I don't know what she's doing. But she's tricking you into believing that the reason she looks so much better according to bodybuilding standards and so on, I don't want to say that she looks better in the after than the before, because some of you are going to say she looks better in the before than after. Whatever. To each his own. That the secret was she wasn't eating enough. The video blew up and people, they started calling her out, like Coach Greg, saying, you're a liar. And so thankfully, she addressed this. Was it just adding in Anavar? What exactly transpired? I understand how this video could be misleading. Could be misleading. Yeah, it could be. Should have said, I understand that this video is very misleading because it's full of lies. That would have been a better start. I should have added some context in the caption to avoid confusion because there are important nuances here. All right. So what are those things? I never claimed that a calorie deficit isn't how weight loss works. Okay? What I didn't say, and what most people assumed, is that I was trying to lose weight. Guys, there was no weight loss happening here. Believe it or not, I weigh the same in both clips. Oh, and so she's admitting to using performance-enhancing drugs. She never lost any body fat in the before to the after. So let's pick a number. 130 pounds. 130 pounds in the before, 130 pounds in the after, and her body fat is down, let's call it 10 to 15% lower than in the before. 10 to 15% is approximately 13 to 20 pounds. And so in the before to the after, she's gained somewhere between, let's call it 13 to 20 pounds of muscle. How many people think that she did that natural? This incredible before and after. I mean, it's possible if it was in years, multiple years, the 3 years had transpired, but no, this is in a matter of months. This is not newbie training. And so are you going to tell me that she did this 100% natural? Well, let us see. The difference you're seeing is body recomposition. And so she maintained. She lost body fat and replaced it with muscle and maintained her weight throughout. Okay, I mean, it's possible, especially with steroids or within 3 years, but we're talking about months. The truth is, finally, the truth, I mean, why didn't we lead with that? The truth is that when I was eating 12 to 1,500 calories per day, I wasn't consistently all the way. Just the majority of the time, I ate that little. But on some days, I ate tons of food. Did she eat 12 to 1,500 calories a day, or was it more like 1,200 to 4,000? Why did it say eating 1,200 to 4,000 calories a day, this was my body, and eating 2,500 calories a day exactly, this is now my body? I believe that if you're willing to lie in the first video, you're willing to lie in the second video. Does anyone believe for 1 second that she weighs just as much in the second video as in the first? You're talking about Coach Greg's laser eyes, and I don't need some bullshit DEXA scam that Mr. Mike proved is inaccurate to tell me that she weighs more in the before than the after. Look at the size of her thighs in the before versus the size of her body in the after. There's no way she weighs, let's call it 130 in both. If she weighs 140 in the before, she weighs 130 in after. She has lost significant amount of actual pounds on the friggin' scaler ride. And so what does she describe? She's like, well, I felt tired and puffy and I was hungry all the time. And so once in a while, I would overeat because she was on an overly restricted diet and then she would cheat on the weekends. This is essentially half of the bodybuilders that I know. They're on these overly strict chicken, broccoli, and rice diets, and then on the weekend they eat whatever burger and fries I need it. Yeah, because your coach doesn't know how to design a proper diet. I'll diet your ass off, then I'll let you eat whatever you want on the weekends. Coach probably isn't even smart enough to get the friggin' cookbook to tell you to eat recipes from the cookbook, to add them in, and that as my plans allow, you can have one off meal plan every single day. As well as, you might call it a cheat, I call it an off meal plan. It's a snack. It's an optional added calorie. It could be a chocolate bar every single day. I don't care because it's calories in, calories out. And if the majority of your meals are good and healthy, you're going to reach your goals. I looked puffy because my body was under constant stress. No, you don't look puffy. You look, in your opinion, puffy because right now your body is exceptionally lean. And in comparison, your healthy body in the before, it was carrying a little bit of fat and water, which is normal for a human being. We need to stop thinking that just because you don't have the flattest stomach in the world, that somehow your cortisol spiked and you're carrying stress. I'm not saying I lost fat eating 2,500 calories in a surplus. I'm saying that eating enough to support training allowed me to build muscle, look leaner, and improve a word that starts with a B/restrict cycle. Unless she's doing a lot of cardio or lifting weights for well over an hour each and every day, you're not going to look like this as a female while eating 2,500 calories. That is an absurd amount of food for someone who is not consistently working out for hours. Now, I'm not saying she's not. I don't know. It doesn't say. If she's doing an hour every day and lifting weights for an hour every day, she probably needs 2,500 calories. But if she's not, if she's just lifting weights, if she's not doing cardio, 2,500 calories to be shredded, it's a lot of food for a female. You don't have to starve yourself to achieve your dream physique. The word starve is debatable. I'm going to say that if your dream physique involves you looking like this, peeled, show stage ready, that you do have to starve yourself. And so if she's on certain GLPs, for example, Ozempic or tirzepatide, maybe Retta, then she perhaps wouldn't be as hungry and it would be easy to maintain the specific calorie level that you need to achieve your goals. Now, we still don't know if she's natural, but remember, if you have low levels of testosterone and maybe you need enclomiphene or HRT, namely testosterone, or you need some, for example, GLPs to help control your cravings, your appetite, you can go to AlgaRx, pharmaceutical grade, doctor prescribed, and they can do your blood work. Click the link in the description, code Greg, save yourself 10%. What isn't mentioned is the use of performance-enhancing drugs. She doesn't mention it. She doesn't talk about it. She also doesn't deny it. She doesn't say, I did this without the use of any GLP-1, without SARMs, without peptides, and certainly without steroids. How many of you think that she did this natural by just upping her calories to 2,500 and being consistent there? That she can eat just as many calories as I could on my diet to get shredded, or also Sam Sulik's diet to get shredded? And so how many people believe what she says after what she did in comparison to my analysis of what she has been saying? I'll bet she's on Anavar and probably GLP-1. Very impressive regardless. Her response, help, I don't even take creatine. She denies the use of any and all performance-enhancing drugs, and so she is deliberately saying, I'm 100% natural. I haven't used any GLPs. It would make it a bit more believable if she said used creatine, Turk Builder Max, various supplements, perhaps some peptides, whatever, but she denies all of it. Do you have a period? Yes. There's no reason for me not to have one, as I'm not starving myself and my body isn't constantly stressed. Losing your period doesn't come from stress. If you're eating 2,500 calories a day as a female, but you're doing 6 hours of cardio every single day and you burn off 4,000 calories, you're 1,500 in the hole. Your body is going to get leaner and leaner and leaner, and when that occurs, your hormones, they no longer function effectively, and so you lose your period. You don't have the ability to have kids. The next problem that's going to occur is your bone mineral density or bone density. It goes down, and later in life, you can suffer from many problems. We call it osteoporosis, and you can fall, break your hip, and so on. It's very common, especially among females. That's why as a woman, you're supposed to bank up your bone density. Consider it like putting money into a deposit. I taught this in high school like 30 years ago. And so you're depositing density into your bones the way that you're depositing money into a bank. After the age of about 35, it's at its peak. And after that, for the rest of your life, you can't make it go up. It's only going to come down. And so you want to put a lot of money in your bank, aka density into your bones, so that as you get older, when you're losing approximately 1% each and every year, that you have enough left. At 35, no big deal. 85, 50 years later, you've lost 50%. And so if you started with 100% and you're down to 50, it's still all right. But if you only got to 50% at 35, at 85, you got nothing left. You're breaking your hips. And when you break your hip as an old person, oftentimes you don't make it. It's not good. Absolutely juicing. Her response, that's honestly the biggest compliment. Thanks. Is it possible that she's doing it natural? Of course it is. She could have 1 in a million genetics. The only way we would know is if she literally went and got her blood work done the way Hussein Farhat did 4 times, sent the blood work to Coach Greg, and I could go over it and we would see, is there anything fishy going on? She could get a lie detector test, the blood work, but do we really care? The point of this video was that she lied in the first place, and so if she lied in the first place, how can we believe her now? What year was the first video? Her response, around 2 years ago. Oh, so maybe it was over 2 years. Certainly, if it took her 2 years to do this, it would be more realistic. And so why would you say that she's a fake natty? But the transformation took 3 to 4 months. No exaggeration. This was the change that took place. I mean, are you believing it? 3 to 4 months. This is the typical 3 to 4 months. And so she clearly mogs your transformation. What have you done in the last 3 to 4 months? She put on 15-ish pounds of muscle and kept her weight the same time. And so she just transformed all that fat into muscle. Nutrient partitioning. Everything she consumed, all the calories, it just magically turned into muscle. If she had said, I did this with Tren, maybe with Tren. Tren is notorious for helping you to keep your muscle and actually build muscle while in a calorie deficit. And so by continuing to eat 2,500 calories each and every day, training perhaps 3 hours a day, I could see her doing this with Tren. But she did it in 3 to 4 months natural, guys. And so, hey, That's the video. We're ending it right here. You can believe her. You can believe me. In the end, I don't care who you believe. I just want you to understand that you can't just diet a certain way and bulk up a certain way and think that you're going to put on all this muscle. That the reason you're not lean isn't because you're not eating enough. It's because you're eating too much. Now, there's better ways to stretch it out. And if you want to get coached by myself or myself and my team, you can click the link in the description. That's it, guys. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. If you want to be a sponsored athlete to promote HLT supplements to the world, imagine if this girl had been using Turk Builder Max and made this transformation 100% natural. She would have been an amazing athlete, would have told her, hey, try not to lie like that. Try to be honest about the certain things. It would have been amazing, but she's not. Oh well, Farm Tajel. And until next time, I am out.